Grand Rising loves. Today is Thursday. And I forgot to see what planet rules Thursday. Let me see. I think it's Jupiter, but let me check. It is Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. So this is a day of abundance. Oh, I love that because this spread is going to be awesome for a Jupiter day. So I'm excited about that. So Grand Rising loves, let's get it in. And so Jupiter, the planet of abundance, right? Expansion. How do we expand ourselves beyond in this human experience or our reach, right? So I love that. How do we portray ourselves? How are we showing ourselves to the world? I love that. So you're going to see how that plays out in today's spread, by the way. So the seed of life talks about returning to the origin so that you can get back in touch with who you are. It's the origin of all beginning. The seed of life talks about the creation of you. And so many times people become programmed and get away from that center, that origin. And I just made a post with the definition of the word authentic. Authentic is undisputed origin. And we are all of that undisputed origin. This is how we return to unity consciousness. This is absent of corruption, of hierarchy. And in the post, I shared a story how I had heard this one woman who has a very large following, in fact. And so what she had said is, everyone is always authentic. I don't like when people say that, be authentic, because everyone is always authentic. That is not true. That is just not true. If you embody love, the frequency that you are created from, that is authentic. And you can definitely feel when someone is not authentic. So I believe, well, I feel psychically, so I know. I should say I know. I know that was her ego defending its right to survive, and also her right to take up immense space in this plane of existence. And you'll find that it's very rare to find someone with a huge following that is actually fully authentic. Because, this is the sad part, because I've actually seen this play out where people will start out small and have unwavering authenticity and really stay true to that and be humble. But then as soon as their following grows, so does their ego. And they become comfortable. And there's actually a letter, and if anyone's interested in reading that letter, please DM me, private message me to get a copy of that letter. It's called The Intermediate Zone. And it was by a Swami, where he talked about spiritual teachers can get to a certain level of power and they think, oh, this is a good spot. And it becomes the intermediate zone. They get stuck there. And because their ego then enjoys the abundance of power and its ability to control others. And that's just ew. Anyhow, so the seed of life talks about that authenticity. Can you return to that center and really embody the path that you chose to come here for? Can you do it? can you be authentic and return to unity consciousness without the corruption, without becoming diverted in that. And so the sun showed up today, and the sun, I think last time the sun showed up, it was in the reverse, but it's been a while. The sun talks about being visible, that your time of hibernation, playing small and hiding is over. You need to step out and be seen. But it also talks about the physical act of getting into the sun, to let yourself get outside and let the sun kiss your flesh. That this is the creative energy of the universe that will actually nourish you and recharge your soul. So if you've been shut in and not going outside, I know that here locally we've been having windstorms and it's kind of gritty out, but let the sun touch your face and see what that does to inspire. And feel yourself connecting to that center, that authentic origin when the sun is on your flesh. It's way easier to connect with that energy when you're in nature, but most especially in the warmth and power of the sun. So Zinc-Site showed up, and this talks about creation. You connecting with origin to re-harness the passion of creating and creating something in this earth plane that is cohesive with unity consciousness. So that's really, I mean, the spread is like, whoa, kind of mind-blowing today. I love that. This is Zinc-Site. I don't have any Zinc-Site. See how it's almost like a flame in itself, and I love that because it is a firestone. So it really helps ignite and incite the solar plexus and that creative energy. So what it does is, in this deck, she talks about the solar plexus being so stimulated that it comes down into the sacral, and the sacral is our space of creation, being creative. And so this card talks especially about awakening your sacral energy. And so going out into the sun, feel the solar plexus cleansing and purifying, and then bring it down into the sacral so that you can create passion from that space, because that is where we hold our creative energy. And if you've been shut in, this may have been feeling a little like blah lately. Amanda says she's outside right now in the sun and it feels so healing. Yes. Feet in the dirt, skin exposed to the sun. Oh, yes. And I am feeling that with you, sister. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And so the culmination of today's spread, the Panchakarmak, the nourishment of the soul, I love that this is the culmination of today's spread, because the sun talks about being nourishment to the soul, how it will reignite that passionate energy within your body and connecting with the origin of you. So the nourishment of the soul is reconnecting with origin. That's how we feed our spirit. And just like Amanda said, getting your feet in the dirt, letting your flesh be exposed to the sun, and then you feel fed. That's how we feed our soul. We don't do it by numbing out and self-avoiding. We feed and nourish our soul by reconnecting to our origin. So that is a spread for today. I know it was quick and dirty, but I got a late start today. And I love you all. Thank you. Happy Thursday. Happy Jupiter Day. I love you. Thank you for sharing your most valuable commodity with me, your time and energy. I appreciate you, and I am sorry for any disharmony that I myself have created. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Oh, I love you, Amanda. Thank you for this opportunity. I love you. I love you. I love you.